Welcome back to DaBoot Tragedies. Emphasis on the word tragedy. When I started this channel, man, about a year and a half ago, I couldn't think of a name, but DaBoot, obviously Louisiana, man, and Tragedies, because the Saints or the Pelicans or LSU or anybody, mostly the Saints, always just seem to leave us with a tragedy. Now, after the season ended, every fan basically had one thing and one main thing that everybody agreed on, and that was we needed a new offensive coordinator. From the lack of Taysom Hill to the poor quarterback play where there was Jameis out there or Andy Dalton out there. Obviously lack of Taysom, like I said, lack of Alvin Kamara getting in space, receivers disappearing for long periods of the games. It just wasn't right. The offense wasn't right. Obviously, we've had Sean Payton since 2006, and the offense has always been pretty good besides last year when everybody was hurting. We had Deontay Hardy, Callaway, and Traquan Smith as our top three receivers with a beat-up offensive line. Other than that year, the offense has been pretty good, and this year the offense was pathetic. We didn't even score 20 points a game, averaging 19 points a game. Everything was bad about the offense, so we thought that we were going to get a new offensive coordinator. But Mike Triplett of NewOrleansFootball.com now, with him and Nick Underhill running that over there, two of the best in the business when it comes to the Saints, he tweeted, and I quote, "Saints are not planning to replace offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael Jr. or any other assistants." I'll repeat that one more time. Saints are not planning to replace offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael Jr. or any other assistants. Now, obviously, I have a problem with that. Obviously, he needs to go, and I'm going to try not to rant. I promise this is not going to be a rant. I'm going to think logically. I won't rant. I'll just tell you how I feel on this. Now, obviously, we all thought Saints were going to make changes. We thought, maybe the whole entire offensive side of, the ball was going to get fired. Obviously, this is a Sean Payton stay. All those guys are Sean Payton guys. Pete Carmichael, obviously. But he's going to stay. Dennis Allen, Mickey Loomis, that's the choice they made. They made their bed. Now they're going to have to lay in it. Obviously, the offense was awful last year. Offense was pathetic last year. But now we're going to bring the same guys back. The same guys back that got shut out in the fucking game against the San Francisco 49ers. Shut out. Literally 0 points. Haven't done that since 2005. Guess when that was? When Sean Payton wasn't here. It took him 10 weeks, 11 weeks to erase everything Sean Payton did. All the records we set. We couldn't score a single fucking point in a national football game. When you got guys like Chris Olave, Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara on your team, you couldn't score a single point, but yet we're going to bring that same guy back. How much sense does that make? It makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. Now, I'll talk about the pros. It's not too many pros about this, but I'll try to talk about the pros. The pros is obviously we'll be in the same system. Nobody won't have to learn a new system. Got young guys, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, guys like that. They'll be in the same system, so that's definitely going to benefit them. Offensive linemen, we finally got a grasp on some things. Got some pieces in place that's been there for a minute. You got to obviously add Penny when he's healthy in there, so he won't have to learn a new system as well. So that's going to be the good thing. Quarterback play, I have no idea. I'm honestly thinking we're going to run Andy Dalton back at this point. Obviously, Dennis Allen fell in love with Andy Dalton. Pete Carmichael fell in love with Andy Dalton. And if everything's going to be ran back the same, then obviously I think the quarterback position is going to be ran back the same. I expect no changes, but we're talking about the pros. Let's finish talking about the pros. I think that's it. I think that's literally it. The only pro about this is we don't have to learn somebody else's name. That's literally the only pro about this. It's nothing you can tell me. It's nothing you can convince me that will say that Pete Carmichael should have been the offensive coordinator. But it is one more pro. It kind of leads into my cons. I'm glad they did this, actually. I'm glad Mickey Loomis, I'm glad Dennis Allen did this. Because you know what? When this shit blows up in our face, when we're in the same spot again next year, fire all three of them. Mickey Loomis, you can go. Dennis Allen, you can go. Pete Carmichael, you can go. All y'all can go at the same damn time. I'm glad y'all decided to run it back. If that's what y'all want to do, y'all want to ride in this boat together. So when this starts sinking like the fucking Titanic, all three of y'all can go down with it. Nah, do not try to fire Pete Carmichael next year. Do not try to make changes next year. You want to bring him back, so when his offense is fucking awful, you leave with him. Dennis Allen, adios. Pete Carmichael, adios. Mickey Loomis, adios. Because we all know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. We're going to be in the same position next year. Alvin Kamara not getting the ball in space. Alvin Kamara not being the pass catcher out the backfield. Chris Olave disappearing for 2 quarters. Rashid Shaheed gets a big catch, never to be seen again. Quarterback play, awful, because we can't even, get open throws for quarterbacks. Look at Brock Purdy. You can't tell me Purdy has more talent than Jameis Winston, but yet he's going to look 1,000 times better because he has an offensive coordinator and head coach that knows what the hell he's doing. It's simple. It's very, very simple. What really pisses me off is franchises are trying to get better. Franchises are out here trying to get better, and yet the Saints are not. You got Greg Roman with the Ravens. Just got fired. Didn't even have Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He's been there for what, 4 or 5 years, been an offensive coordinator. Got Lamar Jackson to his best season ever, an MVP. But guess what? They weren't satisfied, and he got fired. This man, had a playoff game with Tyler Huntley starting, and they still fired his ass because they're trying to get better. It's been plenty of teams that fired their offensive coordinators. The Commanders fired their offensive coordinator. The Jets fired their offensive coordinator. I have no idea what we're doing. It makes no sense that he's still here. Literally, teams left and right are firing offensive coordinators, man. You got the Bucks, who made the playoffs, fired everyone on their offensive staff and almost everybody on their defensive staffs. You got the Chargers with Lombardi, who's with the Saints. They made the playoffs. Guess what? He got fired. It makes no sense what the Saints are doing. You have teams that were way better than us this year on offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball, for most of them, and they're firing guys. You know why? Because it's the NFL. It's not about feelings. I don't care if I knew you for 15 fucking years. If you can't get the job done, guess what? Get out the building. Get out the building. Dennis Allen had no problem benching Jameis Winston when he figured he couldn't get the job done. But yet, Pete Carmichael can't get the job done, and you want to keep him around. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. Paulson Adebo at cornerback couldn't get the job done, but yet you played him over Alontae Taylor. Make that make sense to me as well, since we're at it. You could bench Jameis Winston, but yet you want to keep Pete Carmichael, and you gave him a 17-game stretch. You gave him 17 games. You gave Jameis Winston 2 or 3. You gave this man 17 games, and you were happy with this result? You were happy with what he gave us? And if you are, like I said, I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you're sticking with it. I'm glad you're sticking with it. So when he get fired, your ass getting fired with him. I mean, look at these games we had this year. I'll go through game by game. Falcons 27-26. We had 27 points, but we didn't do shit until the end of that game. We got 2 lucky touchdowns. Thankfully, Michael Thomas was still one of the best receivers in the NFL at that time. Against the Bucks, we lost 20-10. We scored 10 points in that game. Against the Panthers the next week, we lost 22-14. 14 fucking points. We scored 25 against the Vikings. Congrats, we still lost. Lost 30-26 against the Bengals. Lost that game. Offense couldn't do nothing in the second half. Raiders, we won 24-0. Thankfully, woo. All right, about time we did something. Against the Ravens, 27-13. 13 fucking points. 13. Against the Steelers, 20-10. 10 points. 10 points. Look at these games we've had. We had 10 points, 14 points, 24 points, not 0, 13 points and 10 points. Then we beat the Rams 27-20. Woo, the Rams were tanking. They were trash. I don't care about 27 against the Rams. Then we played the 49ers 13-0. 13-0, a fucking goose egg. That was your offensive coordinator that you decided to keep with your quarterback that you decided to play. We're both on that field, and they gave us 0 damn points. It's nothing you can tell me of watching that game. You like, let's bring this guy back. I like what I saw in this game. You know what? In the next week, he had a chance to redeem himself because what? The NFC South was so damn bad that, he just had a chance to redeem himself. Guess what he did? 16 points against the Bucks. Had a lead at late, and we couldn't get 1 first down to end the game. We had 2 drives to do it, and guess what we couldn't do? Get a damn first down. We all remember that second down play when he took all the receivers off the field. He took Olave, he kept tasting. He took Olave, Jawan Johnson, Rashid Shaheed off the field, put Kirk Merritt out there, and ran a play action to Kirk Merritt, a 1 receiver route, and we got a damn sack and put it like at 3rd and 18 because that's the offensive coordinator you decide to put out there. You got Andy Dalton running quarterback sneaks on 3rd and 2. You got Elvin Kamara just trying to run up the middle, right up the gut every damn play. That's your offensive coordinator. We're 3rd and inches, and Taysom Hill is eating popcorn in the stand somewhere because Pete Carmichael don't know how to find him. Then after that, we beat the Falcons. We scored 21 points. Congrats. Then we played the Browns. We scored 17 points. Then we beat the Eagles with no Jalen Hurts. We scored 20 points. Offense didn't look great. Then the last game of the season, you got the Panthers who's trying to lose that game. The Panthers did not want to win that game. I think Andy Dalton completed 4 or 5 passes. They did not want to win that game. We scored 7 fucking points. 7 against the Panthers who were not trying to win. And we scored on the first drive. So you're telling me we went 40 plus minutes without scoring a single fucking point. That's the guy you brought back. So when you make this bed, man, you got to lay in it. Lay in this Dennis Allen. Lay in this Mickey Loomis. I don't care what you get out of this Sean Payton trade. I don't care if you give me 10 first-round picks. If this offense is just as bad as it was last year, you need to get the hell out of New Orleans. Dennis Allen, Mickey Loomis, Pete Carmichael, they all need to go. They all need to go. Because sometimes it seems like they want to get away from the Sean Payton era, but obviously they're holding on to the Sean Payton era. Which one is it? If we're bad this season, I promise you, if we're bad this season, fire every last coach on the staff. I mean it. I really do mean it. Everybody can go. If you were coaching under Sean Payton, leave with them. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to continue to run this thing back, continue to do the same things. It better work out. It better work out. And trust me, if it does, I'll be the first person to come in here and say I was wrong. I was wrong. It worked. Y'all knew what y'all were doing. I'm just a fan. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But we all saw them 17 games this year. We all saw that play calling. We all saw the bad time management. We all saw the bad quarterback play. We all saw we couldn't run the ball. We all saw the same things. Obviously, Mickey Loomis, Dennis Allen didn't see it. Pete Carmichael, what do you got over those guys? Let me know. Release the video. Release the tapes. It's obviously something. Because ain't no way you still employed. I'm watching offensive coordinators that's in the playoffs. In the playoffs, top 5, top 10 offenses in the NFL. Statistically, for like the last 3 years, gone. Byron Leftwich, Super Bowl offensive coordinator, gone. Out of there. You know why? Because he was top 5 in the NFL, and guess what? This year they were 30th, and they got rid of him. They got rid of him. Pete Carmichael, I don't know, he's getting chances. He's getting chances like he's Sean Payton or like somebody established, like he's a Shanahan or something. He's done nothing but sit under Sean Payton for 15 years, not call a single play but the 1 year, and we didn't do shit that year. So again, hey man, they made that bed, they're going to lay in it. I try not to rant, but I definitely had some rant in there. But it's all good, man. It's all good. I can't believe we brought Pete Carmichael back. But hey, it is what it is. It's not my decision. I just can say how I feel on it. But that's it, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below, even though I already know how y'all feel in the comments below, because nobody wanted this dude back. Nobody wanted him back. Not a soul in that building wanted him back. I promise you right now, Taysom Hill didn't want him back. Alvin Kamara damn sure didn't want him back. When the last time we seen Alvin Kamara catch a damn screen? Somebody tell me that. I'm about to turn on Madden right now and throw him a damn screen, because that's going to be the only one he caught this year. Because Pete Carmichael has no idea what he's doing. I think he'll be better as an offensive coordinator if we just had no weapons. Because then he could just call what he wants. We got too many weapons. He don't know how to use them. He getting confused out there. He don't know what the hell he doing. Yep, somebody look, Traquan Smith on the field. Guess what? It's a run play every damn time because we got no creativity. We got a dumb offensive coordinator that don't know what he's doing. But yet, he's going to be our offensive coordinator for the back-to-back seasons. I got to watch another year of a Pete Carmichael called offense. And yeah, I saw people in the comments saying, you need to put some on the players. Trust me, I put it on the players. When the players are playing bad, I'll be the first one to say they're playing bad. I'll be the first one. But if we're running 3rd and 1, quarterback sneaks with Andy Dalton, why would I put that on the players? I'm putting it on the man that calls the play. At the end of the day, it all falls on Pete Carmichael, which all falls on Dennis Allen, which all falls on Mickey Loomis. God damn it, Pete Carmichael, my offensive coordinator. He's not my offensive coordinator. He y'all offensive coordinator. He ain't mine. I don't know who my offensive coordinator is. Y'all can have him. I'm just watching the games. He y'all offensive coordinator. He ain't mine. That's all I got, man. As always, thank y'all for tuning in once again, man. It's DaBoot Tragedies. I'm out. Fire Pete Carmichael already. 2023, 2024.